I did, however, want to chime in on this whole subject matter, mainly because I've already talked about it. In fact, I've been talking about it for years. Nazman Gold recently spoke about it. Everybody's grilling Hassan Piker on this as well. And I'm not going to bore you with the details. Basically, Hassan Piker, who is a socialist, that's kind of irrelevant. Actually, no, it's not irrelevant because that probably ties into his line of thinking. Basically, he is saying that streaming is this sort of soul-sucking job, and even more so than what a regular 9-to-5 would be. Now, this is a guy that I don't know if he's ever worked a 9-to-5 for that matter, and Osman Gold chimed in on that as well, has a similar position. Now, I think two things can be true. I'm going to give you my position on this. Two things can be true. Of course, there are going to be people that have the regular 9-to-5s that they despise, right? Or they're not, it's a means to an end, right? It's not anything they really look forward to. It's really a culture that we don't try to have here, for example, at the Rippaverse. But if you have a person that despises their job, they see a streamer kind of getting to just kick back, stream for hours at a time in front of people, of course, you're going to think that is easier because it is. You're going to find that more favorable if you would rather do that than the job it is that you're working. So that's the cluelessness, of course, there is hilarious from Hassan. However, on the other side, for you guys that have watched my streams over the years, you've heard me discuss this at length. There is a reason why these streamers, all the time, you see it all the time, they take breaks. I'm going to be out for X amount of weeks. I'm going to be out for even a month, even as I kind of retool and do everything else. You know why that happens? It's because they hate what it is that they do. So there is some similarities there, right? Where it's Hassan's right, where it's like it's a soul-sucking job. On the other hand, someone else might be working a job that they don't like and they feel the same way or similar to him. But you know why it's so sucking to them, which is what they don't explain? Yeah, of course they hate it, but it's because they're putting on a fucking front. I've talked about this at length. That's the reason why they do that. See, for me, the reason why I don't need to take a break or anything like that when I'm doing things, right? Yeah, as an example, Rippaverse launched. I got to tend to that more often. But I don't need to take a break from streaming because I'm stressed out or because I feel some kind of way and don't enjoy what it is that I'm doing as far as speaking with people, interacting with my fans or whatever. That's because I'm being myself. See, I turn this camera on and you're getting the same guy. There's no different. It's not a different person. No like off or on switch. You're getting the same guy it is that I am. And I think that can be said for a lot of other people in our corner. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of people where it's like, I'm being myself. Definitely now that I get up, I create, I get to do what it is that I want to. My obligation obviously is to my customers and everything, but I get enjoyment out of that. I get satisfaction out of providing books, a world, even some commentary for people that they are going to get lost in and maybe enjoy, for that matter. Or maybe there's some insight it is that they're going to get out of that they enjoy. See, I love that. But I love what I do. So it doesn't feel like it's like this soul draining sort of job. It doesn't feel like that because I'm myself. The vast majority of the people you watch aren't themselves. They are being someone else in front of people. And you know what happens with that? You get exhausted. Putting on a front in front of people, that's not sustainable for your mental capacity. So it feels that way because you made it that way, Hassan, as well as others. You don't like what you do, which to me is crazy, right? But you don't like what you do. That's why you feel that way. So for the audience that looks at that and hears what it is that he's saying, that's all even if he's not saying it direct, that's all Hassan Piker is saying. He doesn't like his job. He despises what it is that he does. He's fronting on the internet. And yes, that is going to drain your soul when you have to, for several hours at a time, be someone that the audience wants you to be or the audience expects you to be, and it's not actually yourself. That will drain every bit of you, just like it does these streamers all the time, which is why you hear them having to walk away from doing what it is that they're doing as far as streaming and the content it is that they make, going for months sometimes at a time, but weeks, however, whatever. They have to do that because they're not being themselves. But relatively speaking, don't be stupid. Streaming in front of people is going to be a lot easier than most people's 9 to 5. Right? That's just the bottom line. It's going to be a lot easier than doing what most people do on a day-to-day basis. But it feels soul draining because it is. So my advice to streamers that feel that way: stop fucking fronting. Go be yourself. You won't have that problem.